Hello, RokketMed community. My name is Dr. Andrea Garcia, and I just want to say thank you very much for taking this time to watch this video. We're going to continue with our health education program at RokketMed. And this month, we have a very interesting topic about mental health. May is considered the Mental Health Awareness Month. So, we're going to start. Why mental health matters. When we talk about the health, we often think only about our bodies, our heart, our blood pressure, cholesterol, or your weight. However, mental health is just important as a physical health. The World Health Organization defines the mental health as state of the well-being that allow us to cope the normal stress of life, work productively, and contribute to our community. Our mental health influences how we think, how we feel, and act every day. And it also affects the way that we make decisions, solve problems, and relate to the people around us. And it's important to remember something. Feeling overwhelmed, sad, or stressed at certain times doesn't mean we are weak. Everyone faces challenges. Seeking help when we need it's a sign of strength and self-care. Today, we will learn how to recognize some common signs of stress, anxiety, and depression, as well as simple tools to improve your emotional well being. And we're going to start with the stress. Stress is a natural response of the body to situations that we perceive as demanding or threatening, and it's a survival mechanism that helps us to react quickly for the challenges. For example, a deadline at work, financial difficulties, family responsibilities, or even major life changes can generate stress. In a small amounts, stress can help us to stay alert, more concentrated, and focused. However, when it becomes constant or excessive, it can affect our physical and emotional health. Studies show that chronic stress can increase the risk of the high blood pressure, heart disease, digestive problems, sleep disorders, and weakening immune system. This is why it's so important to recognize when stress is beginning to affect our quality of life. And it's important to recognize the symptoms or the signs when we have a high stress. Stress doesn't affect everyone in the same way. Some people experience physical symptoms while others experience emotional and behavioral changes. Among the physical symptoms, we may find heart palpitation, rapid breathing, dizziness, nausea, digestive problems such as diarrhea, constipation, and on emotional levels, we may observe sudden mood changes, feeling of loneliness, constant worry, or difficulty to relaxing. And it's also common to experience some concentration problem, frequent forgetfulness, and difficulty sleeping. If these symptoms occur regularly for several weeks, it's a sign that we should pay attention and consider some strategies to manage the stress. And I'm going to share with you some simple ways to manage stress. The first is deep breath. Breathing slowly and mindfully helps lower the heart rate and send calming signs to the brain. Another strategy is a physical activity. Even 10 to 15 minutes walk can significantly reduce the cortisol levels, which is the main hormone associated with the stress. And it's also important to talk with someone that you trust. Sharing your concern with a friend, some family member, or coworker can help you to feel more support and less alone. And finally, when the stress begins to affect your daily activities, seeking professional support is an excellent decision. A psychologist or counselor can provide you specific tools to manage the difficult situation in a healthy ways. Another very important condition is anxiety. Anxiety is the emotional response related to the anticipation for the future situation that we perceive as a dangerous or uncertain. Everyone can experience anxiety from time to time. For example, before a job interview or an important presentation. However, when worry becomes constant, intense, or difficult to control, it can become a problem that can affect your daily life. The anxiety activates the mechanism known as fight or flight response, a biological reaction designed to protect us from the threats. The problem occurs when this system remains activated for a long period of time when there is no real danger. People with anxiety may feel constantly worried, nervous, or unable to relax when the things are going well. And it's important to recognize the sign of anxiety. The symptoms can vary from person to person, but there are some common signs that we should know. Some people experience some constant difficulty to staying calm. Others experience some physical symptoms like a muscle tension, excessive sweating, trembling, or sensation of shortened breath. Other symptoms may include frequent nervousness, feeling of fear, heart palpitation, repetitive or intrusive thoughts, and difficulty to concentration. In some cases, anxiety can lead to a panic attack, sudden episode of intense fear accompanied by physical symptoms such as chest pain, dizziness, or feeling of losing of control. And it's important to remember that anxiety is totally treatable condition, and the multiple support options are available. Another very common condition and very serious condition is depression. Depression is a medical condition that affects the way the person thinks, feels, and behaves. It's not a simple feeling of sad for a few days. Everyone goes through difficult moments, but depression involves persistent symptoms that last for weeks or months and affect the daily life. Among the most common symptoms are persistent sadness, feeling of emptiness, lack of hope, loss of interest in the activity that once brought enjoyment, constant fatigue, or change in appetite or sleep. According to the World Health Organization, depression is one of the leading causes of disability worldwide and affects a million of people every year. The good news is that depression can be treated through the therapy, social support, lifestyle changes, and when there is necessary, medical treatment as well. No, no one should feel ashamed of seeking help for their mental health. And one of the simple and most effective tools of caring our mental health is walking. Many studies show that walking for 10 to 20 minutes a day can improve our mood, decrease the symptoms of anxiety, and reduce the stress. When we walk, our body releases a chemical called endorphins and serotonin, which are associated with the feeling of well-being and the happiness. In addition, exposure to the natural light helps regulate our biological clock, improve the sleep quality, and support the healthy energy level through the day. And if possible, you have to try to walk in a park or any green spaces offer additional benefits. Nature helps reduce the negative thoughts and promote the sense of calm in your brain. There is no there is no need to begin with a long exercise routine. A small daily step can generate significant benefit for our mental health. And for the condition of the mental health, it's important to recognize when it's time to seek a professional support. Consider to seeking help if the symptoms last longer than 2 weeks, if the stress or anxiety affect your job performance, and if also affect or impacting your family or personal relationships, and if you constantly feel overwhelmed or hopeless. And there is also one situation in which immediate help should be sought. If you or someone that you know has thoughts of the self-harm. In the United States, you can also call or text to the 988, the National Crisis Support Hotline, available 24 hours a day for you. And how the RokketMed cards or your phones can help. It's important that you know that with your RokketMed card, you can use it to support a different aspect related to the physical and emotional well-being. You can also pay for in-person or online virtual psychological consultation, mental health evaluation, medication prescribed by your doctor or physician for anxiety or depression. You can start also with a physical activity with eligible gym memberships. Also, you can pay for some tracking devices like smartwatches or the famous Oura Ring, where you can track your heart rate, your breath rate, and also your quality of your sleep. And if you have any other question regarding any expenses, you may contact our team for personal guidance. To conclude, we would like to remind you something very, very important. Taking care of your mental health is taking care of your overall health. Making time to rest, Seeking help when you need it and prioritize your emotional well-being are valuable investment of yourself and your family. Seeking support is not a sign of weakness, it's a sign of courage and commitment to your well-being. Thank you very much for joining us today for this RokketMed webinar. And if you have any question or would like more information about available resources, you can contact us in the email that you can see in your screen. Thank you very much for your time. We hope this information helped you to take a positive steps toward a better mental health. And please be attentive for our following topics the next month. Okay, bye.